Greetings and welcome to your Oracle message for the day. I am Kat Morgan and this is a timeless reading for the collective. So whenever you come across this video, however it finds you, it is the right time for you to be getting this message. You are asking for some clarification or guidance on something, and this is the answer. Okay, so for new friends, please feel welcome. Returning friends, you guys know the deal, but this is a space where everybody is welcome and loved and encouraged to be their authentic selves. Because when we are our authentic selves, coming from that place of love and peace that is the root of our being, our eternal beings, that's where we come from, and that's where we're always connected. When we are connected with that, we show other people how to do that, how to be their authentic selves. And in that place, there is no hatred, there is no anger, there is no fear, right? Perfect love casts out fear. So, and we are all perfect in our creation, in our perfect soul, eternal souls. We are perfect. So welcome. That's a little bit of heavy introduction there, but you are so welcome. Thanks so much. Come in and have a seat, sit back, relax, have your favorite beverage of choice or anything else that you would like, and just kind of get a connection with the image that we've got in front of us. What I always do is I look at the card first before I go into the book. I haven't even looked at the book. You and I, going through the exact same thing at the exact same moment. As you're listening to this, is as I'm doing it and as I'm getting the energy from the card specifically. If you have the option, if you don't have a touch sensitive screen and you want to actually touch the screen on the image there and get a actual physical connection with that image, that's fine. Or if you just want to have your hand hover over it, but really connect with this card. Again, like I said, you were asking for some clarification or guidance, or maybe you just clicked on the card because it looked like a pretty picture. Doesn't matter. Okay, this message is for you. So this is, I mean, the Earth Magic Oracle cards from Stephen Farmer are just gorgeous, but this one has a special resonance for me for a lot of reasons. Number one is the colors themselves are very similar to the colors that we saw in yesterday's reading when we were learning about and being reminded of being an island in the midst of the chaos, in the midst of the storm. And, you know, all we have to do is we don't have to look far outside of our little physical bodies to see chaos all around us. And part of what we are doing as we are helping the planet heal by helping ourselves heal, because everything starts with us. I am the only person that can control what I think, what I feel, and what I do. You can't control me, and I can't control you. And we've got to stop trying to control each other and make each other do things and, you know, try to force things to happen. It's the whole reason why all of the conflict in the world is happening, why it has always happened, because it's a matter of ego fighting ego, and we're always going to feel that we are the people that should be right, that should win, because we know our point of view is correct, because it's right for us. But just because it's right for me does not mean it's right for you. It's probably not, because you and I, although we are connected quantumly, we have that entanglement. All of us do. There is no separation, but we are all unique in that collective. And we are being called to be our highest selves. So, lotus flower. This is one of the water lily family. I'm not going to go into, I could probably spend a video or two just talking about the various esoteric connections with the lotus historically across the planet. Okay, it's not just an Egyptian thing. So these are flowers that come up from the muck and the mire, from the darkness, from decay. Okay, it's really like a phoenix rising from the ashes. Lotuses in specific. There is a power there. They have one of the sacred geometry forms, and they are mimicked in mandalas across the, various philosophies and religions. So lotuses are the perfect example of what we are supposed to be doing, where we allow our inner beauty to shine, because that's how we show the world how it's done. We teach by example, and our example is how we're living. So if you're kind of going through life feeling like you're just, bumping off of everything like a pinball, right? That's what kind of example are you going to be showing your children, your partner, your coworkers, your boss, the people in the grocery store, the people on the freeway? I was driving with a friend yesterday, and Albuquerque freeways are not, calm, peaceful little zones. And they're, like most metro areas, there's a lot of people that are wanting to get to where they're wanting to get for whatever their reason they're wanting it. And you just really need to be out of their way. And it would be so easy to kind of stay in a place where you're frustrated and angry and irritated and annoyed and, all of that stuff. And none of those are helpful. None of those are positive. None of those help your brain think more clearly, or your heart know more clearly. All right? None of those emotions are going to benefit you at all. Full stop. So just stop. Stop being angry. When I started feeling myself start to get annoyed, and people changing lanes without using their turn signals, or making a turn in front of me, and it was like, just breathe. Just actually lean back. Just kind of lean back away from the steering wheel, because you don't realize it, but you're holding your breath. You've got your fists clenched. There's a lot of physical reaction here, and it's not positive. It's not good. So living in that space, that's where we get disease. That's where we get cancer. That's where we get immune system failures, okay? Is from that constant stress. And it's totally unnecessary. I can't control those people and how they're driving. I can only control how I'm driving, how I'm responding to them. So I just take a breath. I look at my friend. We kind of just shrug and go, yeah. That's what people are going to do. And we laugh, because what's the alternative? Being angry? Did that change anything? No. Being angry won't change anything. Coming from a place of love might. It just might. Maybe the people behind you see you back off a little and not respond, not blare your horn, not do whatever, or just go, oh, see, there's somebody that knows how to respond appropriately. So we need to be the lotus. We need to be that person. So this is going to be a little bit of a longer message. Sorry about that. Or not sorry. Sorry, not sorry. Let's take a look in the book and see what our extended reading is for our card for today. I could have just kept going on and on. I'm so sorry. Lotus flower represents unfoldment. The lotus flower sits upon one of its leaves, having risen to the surface as the sun, held in the hand of God, invites it upward to the light. This unique plant is rooted in the mud and muck at the bottom of a body of water, its stem reaching up to the surface, where the leaves rest quietly. At night, the flower closes and sinks below the surface, only to rise with the daylight and once again gradually unfold its petals, its stem extending above the waterline 3 feet or more. What we learn from this amazing plant is how our own spiritual path unfolds and opens to the light. Then, at times, gently folds in on itself for a proper rest when the daylight fades. This period is just as necessary as the period of growth, for it allows the plant to integrate what it has gained in nourishment during the day. It's also just as important that it is rooted, and it is yet another miracle of nature that something so exquisitely beautiful is formed from the mud and silt at the water's bottom. Your spiritual unfoldment is occurring at all times, whether you are aware of it or not. It is inevitable as long as you put your trust in the hands of the Creator, the one who holds the light. Like the lotus, your soul is always reaching for the light to fulfill its karmic destiny. But even in that process, there are periods of darkness and times to rest. It is a natural cycle, one that cannot truly be coerced or halted. It has an innate rhythm of its own, one that is unique to the being that is you. You do not need to strive or be driven by spiritual ambition. It does no good to try to force growth upon another or others, or upon yourself for that matter. Allowing is the key here. Allow the place in you that naturally wants to follow the light to do so, while recognizing that even when you have complete faith, you will face challenges and, occasionally, suffering. Your steady faith and love will guide you on your journey of returning to the light. I'm not going to extend it much beyond that because I think we covered a good bit of that before we even looked at the book. This just, again, confirms what I was getting from the energy from the card to begin with. But I know that a lot of you have been going through some very serious things in the recent past. And you know that my readings are not ever really about the past. They're always about this present moment and where we are looking forward into our near and then far future. Okay? Where we see ourselves going, who we see ourselves being, right? And we never want to lose sight of that ultimate goal. It always wants to be present in our life. It's our North Stone, our lodestone, our North Star. Combined little metaphors there. And we are always supposed to have that in front of us. Just like when you're driving down the road or you're walking down a path, your feet, your hands, the steering wheel are always going to follow whatever you are looking at, wherever your eyes are going. So if you're not looking at where you want to be going and what you want to be being, you may miss the mark, you may get off track, and then you have to get yourself back on track, and it creates more trouble for you. So don't do that. We make it way more complicated than it needs to be. The lotus flower knows exactly what to do and follows the light, follows the sun, follows that beacon. And whatever your sun is, whatever your beacon is, whoever you are supposed to be in your most perfect form, that is what is coming forth now from that muck, from the chaos, from the nasty stuff that you've been going through, okay? You are the light at the end of the tunnel. Your perfect incarnation of yourself is that lotus, and it's you. And you don't have to wait for anything to happen. It's available right now. So take this opportunity, sit in peace, sit in quiet and stillness for a moment. Give yourself 15 seconds, 20 seconds. Breathe in and out, consciously, deeply, and just connect to that loving being that is you, that is always there within you. And see that lotus blossoming in its most perfect, beautiful form. I love you. Have the most amazing day. And ciao for now.